Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're drawing from a really brilliant presentation by Professor Ismail Adeleke, and we're going to look way past the numbers on the chalkboard. We're going to see how mathematics actually transforms abstract ideas into global innovation, how it shapes society, and how it literally drives modern global business. You know, there's a super common misconception out there that a math degree just means, well, solving endless equations to pass exams, or maybe just bracing yourself for another grueling calculus test. But the reality? It's much more thrilling than that. Mastering mathematics is really about acquiring the toolkit to solve humanity's biggest problems. It's about creating totally new knowledge, building cutting-edge technologies, and honestly making the impossible possible. Okay, let's dive into this. Mathematics is the operating system of modern civilization. I know, it's a bold claim, but think about it for a second. Just like your smartphone is basically a useless brick without iOS or Android, our entire modern world halts without math. Everything from massive climate prediction models to the cryptography that's securing your bank account right now runs on it. It is the hidden foundational engine running quietly in the background of our everyday lives. And this operating system is deeply, deeply integrated across all human knowledge. Mathematics is the vital research engine that connects every single university discipline. In medicine, it provides the models for disease tracking. In economics, it's the absolute backbone of financial forecasting. In computer science, it's what makes AI possible. In engineering, it's what ensures structural design is actually safe. Every scientific breakthrough, no matter what faculty it comes from, ultimately starts with a mathematical idea. So math isn't isolated at all, it's the bridge connecting all these disciplines. Because studying math isn't just about memorizing formulas. It physically rewires how your brain processes reality. It forces this amazing step-by-step evolution. First, logical thinking breeds critical analysis, which then opens the door to truly creative and independent thought. And the ultimate result of that cognitive evolution is that you become equipped to solve incredibly complex problems. These skills are infinitely more valuable out in the real world than just memorizing facts. You're training to become a powerful, independent thinker. When society faces sprawling, massive crises, it doesn't turn to guesswork, right? It turns to mathematical thinkers to find a structured solution. Like, how do major cities fix massive traffic congestion? Optimization. How do we prepare for catastrophic floods? We use differential equations, which is essentially just the math of how things change over time. How do police departments allocate their resources to predict and prevent crime? Statistical learning. Finding the hidden patterns in massive amounts of data. We're talking life or death stakes here. Just think about the incredible medical and scientific responses we've seen in recent years. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, mathematicians were right there on the front lines predicting the spread. When a doctor diagnoses cancer using an MRI, they're relying on complex mathematical transforms that turn magnetic signals into a clear, life-saving image of the human body. Behind every single medical breakthrough in critical disaster response, mathematics is the silent hero making those interventions possible. Which brings us to the most explosive technological shift of our time: artificial intelligence, linear algebra, calculus, optimization, probability, statistics. These aren't just dry textbook chapters you cram for the night before a final. They are the actual neural pathways of AI. And I want to be incredibly clear here. Without these foundational mathematical concepts, artificial intelligence simply would not exist. No way. If you understand these concepts, you literally hold the keys to the technology reshaping human history. And it goes way beyond AI too. Think about all the tech innovations dominating our world today. GPS, satellite navigation, that relies heavily on Einstein's relativity equations, so your map app doesn't accidentally drive you into a lake. Then there's the entire architecture of the internet, natural language processing like ChatGPT, self-driving cars, quantum computing, digital banking. Every single one of these world-changing innovations started with a mathematical model. So, what does this all mean? Well, it brings us to a very direct and, honestly, very lucrative question. Why do modern global companies absolutely love mathematics graduates? It's because successful businesses rely on predictive analytics and rigorous risk modeling to manage uncertainty. Companies don't want to guess what their customers will buy. They use machine learning. They don't want to guess their financial risks. They use rigorous financial forecasting. They rely on supply chain optimization to save millions of dollars in logistics. Mathematics allows companies to eliminate guesswork. And in the business world, eliminating guesswork creates a massive, undeniable competitive advantage. Because of this, the demand for mathematical thinkers crosses almost every major sector globally. We're talking banking, fintech, oil and gas, aviation, healthcare, cybersecurity, telecommunications. These multi-billion-dollar industries are desperately searching worldwide for people who can process complex data, find the hidden patterns, and optimize their operations. They aren't just looking for business majors anymore. They are actively hunting for mathematical thinkers. And the personal payoff here is huge. When you bring mathematical thinking to those massive industries, you naturally transition into some of the highest paying professions worldwide. Data scientists, quantitative analysts, actuaries, AI and machine learning engineers, cryptographers. These aren't just jobs. These are elite, highly compensated careers that sit at the very center of strategic decision making. Mastering math is quite literally one of the most reliable pathways to a highly successful career. But here is an urgent reminder. The world has entirely too many job seekers. People just waving a degree around hoping someone will hire them to do routine tasks. What the world desperately needs and what companies are willing to pay top dollar for are rigorous problem solvers. Employers are hiring thinkers, not just degree holders. A math degree is like a beacon signaling to the world that you are a rigorous problem solver who can bring clarity to chaos. And when you adopt this mindset, you join an incredible lineage. You are following in the footsteps of brilliant minds whose mathematical ideas transformed civilization. You're joining Alan Turing, who used mathematical models to defeat the Enigma code and effectively shortened World War II. You're joining Katherine Johnson, whose precise orbital mechanics safely put humans in space. These thinkers didn't just pass exams. They used math as a shared language to build the modern world. So, your study of mathematics is actually a launchpad. Once you learn to discover hidden patterns, you unlock the ability to innovate. That innovation is what allows you to build businesses and solve global problems. And doing that at scale is what generates wealth and ultimately transforms nations. It's a cohesive journey of taking abstract mathematical theory and turning it into massive, real-world value and impact. Professor Adeleke summarizes this perfectly, and I really want you to let this sink in. He says, "You did not choose mathematics by accident. Mathematics chose you to become a creator of solutions, an innovator of ideas, and a builder of the future." What a profound way to look at your education, right? You are not just a student of numbers, you are training to be an architect of tomorrow. Mathematics is your ultimate superpower. It is the foundation of science, the language of tech, the heart of business, and the future of society. So here is my question to leave you with today. Are you going to just let the future happen to you? Or will you use the superpower of mathematics to actively design, build, and create that future yourself? The world is waiting for your solutions. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring.